Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share some of my favorite products from one of my favorite go-to places, websites to buy gel nail products. In particular, Korean, and I believe they do some Japanese gel nail products too. That website is Zillibu. Now, I have been obsessed with Zillibu for a long time. Listen, I don't have any hobbies. I only spend my money on my nail hobby and my dogs. This isn't a sponsored video. They haven't gifted me anything. This is just my favorite place to shop, really, because I feel like they have everything. Every brand, all the popular brands, tools, stickers, gems, or like the nuanced nail stuff that you want to experiment with. Clothing as well now. I've got an apron, I've got t-shirts. I'm absolutely in love with Zillibu. Just love them. So yes, today I'm going to be sharing some of my products, swatching them for you, showing you how I've used them. And this afternoon I literally just got a new package from Zillibu again. So I'm going to do a little bit of like a mini haul unboxing right at the beginning. So yes, let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, people always ask why I wore gloves. It's because I had a few allergies. I'm absolutely fine now. It turned out to be brush cleaner, not gels themselves. But today my fingernails look extra crusty. So in this case, I'm wearing cotton gloves just to hide them, to be honest with you. Starting with the Fiote, the Ink Fit collection. This one came packed separate. It's just like a white to add that kind of like milky whiteness to the collection. Really nice packaging. Glass, feels very expensive. And then we also had, I believe this is like the mixing solution. As you can see, I feel like this is usually just like an alcohol or something like that to help blend all the colors together. Again, really nice packaging. As always with Korean gel polishes. So this is the Ink Fit Neon collection. This is the whole collection with the colors. As always, you have a little swatching card here to display, if you work in a saloon, to display all the colors, do something nice, kind of show off your artwork using them, and then packeted beautifully is the actual inks themselves. I love these. I'm not much of a neon person, but these are kind of like, I don't know how to describe them, like almost like, I don't know, they're just fun. This is like a true neon yellowy green. The camera kind of like doesn't show off that neon enough. The purple and the blue are actually really nice and subtle. They're kind of just bright colors rather than neons, but so nice. And I feel like I'll use this purple a lot, like a lot. This is very, very true neon-y, orangey, pinky color, coral? Maybe it's coral. And then we have, again, like a very true neon green. Again, the neon isn't coming off quite as well on camera. The blue, again, is kind of like, not really neon, it's just like a bright blue. So I'm going to use the purple and the blue, just kind of this demonstration. I've done like a syrupy white with a matte top coat, and I'm just going to go everywhere with it. From the demonstrations I've seen, there's no real rule or rhyme or reason to applying these. But I do like when you kind of layer it on top of each other, it makes all these like different kind of like blobs and lines and, you know, adds texture. And then I'm going to add the white over the top. I did get a little bit of purple on the white and the mixing, a bit of color comes off, but you can just wipe that on like a lint-free wipe or a bit of like kitchen tissue or something and it comes straight off. So yeah, just kind of doing anything, and then the blue over the top. And then again, I'm just going over, making it blotchy, not really thinking about it. Then I feel like it's the mixing solution, whatever it's called, that's really, really gonna kind of like blend it all together and make it look good. I've seen people do like Galaxy with these. I kind of bought these to do more so fun summary designs, but also kind of like crystal and stone and marbles, because I feel like you'll see now when I blend it out, it kind of effortlessly makes those kind of like veiny patterns that you see within stones and crystals that I find a little bit hard right now to do freehand. Again, a lot of the ink is getting on the applicator of the liquid, but again, wiped it on a lint-free cloth, it all came off. You can see how it's all starting to separate and look less blotchy, less like 2006 Pinterest ink nail, and more kind of like stony marbled ink design. So of course you would add to this, but this is great for like the base of like a marble stony nail. So next up, a few other bits. I got the DIAMI rough gels. These were kind of odd to me, but I really wanted to try them. They're very textured gels, almost like sand in gel kind of texture. Not a clue what I'm going to do with them, but I got black, this color that looks like hummus. The one I'm trying now is RC. I got RB, and then the black one is RG, but it's kind of like this black oil slip. Now this is the HOHOLEE Petite Embossing Clear Gel. I love embossing gels, 3D gels. It's got a foil on it, so I'm not going to open these because I've got 1,000 3D gels open. But again, bought that clearly for the packaging. And now the rough gel is set, and it's set so well. It feels like cement. I mean, like, it's tough, it's rough. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Stella powder from IZEMI. I'm not a huge fan of glitters, and I never really know what ones to buy. So this kit that came along with a mixing resin is perfect. It's got every kind of glitter you can imagine in huge pots as well. Well worth the money. They lay so flat with the mixing resin as well. I usually struggle to top coat glitters, but these lay so flat. These are two of my favorites. This more mermaidy one I think is really, really nice. I'll be using that a lot. Again, the camera doesn't quite show the shimmer enough for me. These are some of my favorite colors from the DGEL Skin Note collection. It's actually a 10 color set, but these are the three I use the most. I feel like we've got a nice nude, a nice like a cream, and then a really nice light purple. These are so like beginner friendly. One coat, self-leveling, amazing, amazing kind of pigmentation. So this is DS115 Rose Fog. As you can see, and I'm going to cure it, and what I'm going to do is add this one over the top. This one is Kerry's Pink DS119, and I'm actually just going to do it on top of the other nail. It's going to look a bit chunky, but I just want to show you how truly covering in one coat it is, and how much of a color payoff you get in one coat. Again, very beginner friendly, very time saving, one coat, self-leveling. I find this to be the case with all of DGEL's signature collections. Look at that, look at that. And now we move on to the HOHOLEE CHAKHAN top, I think it is. This is for mirror powders. So this is for your, oh my god, what's the name? Chrome powders and stuff like that. I'm going to show you with these liquid chromes. Again, from HOHOLEE, the Mirror Gloss Liquid Powder. I'll be honest, I struggle to use these. I'll tell you why in a minute. But as you can see, this top gel, this mirror gel, goes on, again, a little bit thick, but really, really nicely self-leveling, which I feel is so important when it comes to chromes, because chrome is so unforgiving for texture. As you can see, though, smooth, self-leveling, no bumpies. Two of my favorite liquid powders, these two colors, one's slightly green, reflective, one's a little bit more like purples, which is the one I'm going to use now. I've already used too much here. This is too much. So I put it on, I don't know why I keep going, you let it dry down a little bit, and then you rub like you would do a chrome powder. I do fail to get this to look good sometimes, but the payoff for me is well worth it. They look incredible. This isn't one of my favorites, but from the DGEL signature collection, just like their main colors, this is their black. Again, it goes on streak-free, self-leveling, one coat is more than enough, which I actually surprisingly find hard with a lot of blacks. They can be quite streaky. Again, self-leveling is important because I'm about to chrome over the top of this and I don't want to see bumps and textures. But yeah, they come in these really smooth bottles, feel very professional. So on top of this, I'm going to show you some of my favorite magnetic cat eye gels. On the left here, we have the First Street Lucy Magnetic Reflective Gel Collection. We have the black, which is GST 229, GST 230. And then from the DGEL Galaxy Collection, we have MP 298, which is Uranus. And then we have MP 297, which is Neptune. So I'm going to show you the purple from the First Street Lucy Magnetic Reflective Gel Collection. It's annoying because, first of all, magnet gels never come off well on camera. You don't quite see the change. But also the purple isn't showing up as purpley as it looks on camera, in real life, sorry. So you're not getting that deep purple. Even on a black, like it comes out so purple. So I'm doing a second layer to try and help. It doesn't really help much. But this is my go-to purple magnet gel. Okay, let's take a look at the DGEL Galaxy Collection MP298 Uranus. I'm just going to do this over the top of the other purple and hopefully the purple will show up more. But as you can see, the pigment is already a lot stronger in this one. I just think that the contrast between the colours is so much more obvious in this, so it should come off well on camera. Again, this is one of those one coat on top of black is more than enough. I'll just do a very simple line to show you the real difference. There we go. Look at that kind of galaxy, supernova. No, what's a supernova? You know, lights in the sky. What am I talking about? Then we have this Jello glossy top gel. This is like the glossiness of what you'd expect from a really thick top coat, but it's actually somewhere in between. It flows very nicely without flooding anything. It's, yeah, not watery, not thick. It's a really nice consistency. Stays clear and glossy. It doesn't yellow for the longest time. I don't know why I'm showing you. It looks like a very average top gel. Again, leveling out amazingly on its own, as is pretty standard with Korean top gels. I think we all know how this Jello peel off base works. You have the remover, the base itself. The base is great. My nails have lasted 3 to 4 weeks with real good nail prep. You do have to be careful though when removing the nails. I'll show you a video I made here where I'm applying the gel remover. I actually leave them on to soak for about 2 to 3 minutes, lift them and then apply more, leave that again for 2 to 3 minutes, then they pop off really easily. If you go about trying to pull them off, you can do some damage still to your nails, but it's an amazing base in general. Next up is the Leaf Gel Magic Mirror Pencil in Rainbow Silver. This has the actual chrome product in the top of the lid, and then when you push it on and screw it on, the sponge picks up some of that powder. There does feel like there's a springy mechanism in here that allows the sponge to pick up the powder even as the product's running down. Again, I'm just applying it on that mirror top coat from HOHOLEE, and it does take a bit of work, but the chrome payoff is so nice and so worth it. See what I mean by it can be unforgiving? You can see every dent in this nail. But yeah, look at it. I love it. I love this rainbow chrome. It's so, so nice. Next up is 005 from the IZEMI Glow High 5 color set. I picked this one because, I don't know, I just love this color with what I'm about to do now. The texture of this is almost like a builder gel, but also a syrup at the same time. Like you can control it like a builder gel, but it's nice and light. They do say on the packaging that 1 coat is enough, maybe for a smaller nail, but for what I'm doing now, I am going to do 2 coats. On my natural nails, 1 coat is more than enough, and it kind of looks like my nails, but airbrushed and smoother and, you know, dent-free. So it really does lift your natural nails, not lift them, but makes it look so much nicer. So yeah, 2 coats for me really is perfect for this length. Again, really nice packaging. It's almost soft to touch. And these are super glossy. They're super shiny. I'm going to go in with the chrome top again. Because we're going to do a little bit of, I was going to say chrome powder, but it's really like a purpley powder. So this is the Satin Powder Watery Violet by Bonnie B Nail. These are incredible. They do them in many other colors, but this is like this, again, watery violet. And watery explains it looks like you're jumping into like a pool, a liquid, like a purpley pool. You'll see what I mean. I have seen people use these chromes to do like watery designs, and it does give that illusion of the sun kind of like bouncing off liquid. I love seeing that color through like behind it, and then just those highlights of that purple. I love it so much. Then I'm going to do a top coat, just secure that all in. And again, these glossy top coats make these powders and chromes look so good. So while that's curing, we're going to get out the Sunbake Non-Wipe Top Coat and Clear from First Street. Top Coat and Clear, great all-rounder, especially when you're doing like layered designs. Non-wipe top, again, for chromes and things like that. But it has this thickness, this thicker viscosity to it that allows me to make some, like a few designs like now. I'm just going to do some squiggles on a nail and just play around with it a bit. But yeah, I really kind of like pack the brush with a lot of product. Almost when you think, oh, that's maybe too much, is when it's just enough to kind of do this. Apply a lot of pressure at the top to get the majority of the gel off, and then loosen up a bit down the bottom. And then I'm gonna cure that, flash cure that for 10 seconds, usually between each kind of design, especially like now if the design's on the edge. So it doesn't, you know, while this is quite a thick viscosity, I don't want it moving around too much. So I'll flash cure that for 10 seconds. And then just keep going, keep going. And now this is my last one, so I'll cure the whole thing for 60 seconds, just be extra safe. And there we go. That's like a very easy design I've seen all over Pinterest, funnily enough. But I feel like that satin powder, the watery violet, comes through so well and bounces off those lines, those 3D patterns so nicely. This is the Candy Gel Aura Pink 3D Gel. Not a clue what to do with this, but let me show you. I already have an open one. I bought 2 of these because look at this. I've seen people make like just like 3D hearts and stuff out of this, which I probably will do, but look at it. Oh my god, I want to eat it. Obviously don't eat it, but how nice does that look? I want a whole nail just made out of this stuff. Okay, so I actually bought this after watching a Zillaboo live demonstration. They do some amazing lives over on their Instagram. And this is extender gel, builder gel. But what I like to do with this is just add some texture and depth to some nails. So again, I've got like this milky white, syrup white gel, and I'm putting the satin watery violet powder over the top of it. And then I'm just going to go on with the Fiote builder gel, just in no particular fashion, just squiggles everywhere, all going in the same direction though, really, like up to down. Then I'm going to cure that. So there's a fair bit of bumpiness, but with a thicker top coat, it's going to add some evenness back to the nail. And then you have like this kind of like textured nail that just has texture underneath and depth, and kind of gives like this like deep water kind of vibe, which I absolutely love at the moment. So there we go, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you want to see any more products. I have a ton from Zillaboo, so maybe go to the website, let me know if you want to see how anything works, and I'll film it for you. But yeah, check out my other videos, I hope you enjoy them, and I'll see you soon.